Right now, millions of hardworking people making six figures a year are secretly one single missed paycheck away from complete financial ruin, while a quiet guy living right down your street on a normal salary is sitting on a mountain of stress-free wealth. You see this contrast every day in America. It is never the guy flexing a brand new $70,000 truck with a soul-crushing monthly payment, or the guy flashing designer clothes while secretly maxing out 3 high-interest credit cards just to look successful. Real wealth is quiet, invisible, and remarkably calm. It is the guy driving a 10-year-old reliable sedan who never gets a cold sweat when his engine light comes on, never panics when rent or mortgage rates rise, and never counts down the hours until Friday just to survive another week. For years, most people assume that financial peace like that is a rare privilege reserved for trust fund kids, tech executives, or people who got insanely lucky trading stocks. But the absolute truth is that it has almost nothing to do with luck, income level, or grinding 80 hours a week. It comes down to a set of small, quiet daily habits that stop money from silently draining out of your life. A lot of these life-changing principles trace back to Japan, a culture that mastered the art of building unbreakable financial stability over generations by viewing debt as something to actively avoid rather than a normal rite of passage. None of these rules require you to earn a massive salary, live on plain beans, or get a degree in economics. Every single one of them fits smoothly inside an ordinary, busy routine, and once you start using them, your entire relationship with money changes forever. The very first principle is called yarikuti, and it is the art of squeezing maximum value out of what you already own before you ever open your wallet to buy something new. Picture standing in front of your refrigerator on an exhausting Tuesday evening, looking at half a chopped onion, a bowl of yesterday's leftover rice, 2 eggs, and some random veggies. Most people look at a scene like that, feel uninspired, pull out their phone, and spend $45 ordering takeout, only to sit on the couch feeling bloated and guilty 20 minutes later. Yarikuti is the exact opposite of that impulse. It is the quiet discipline to look at those basic ingredients, put on some music, and turn them into a warm, incredible meal without spending a single new dime. The mindset is simple yet powerful. Before you spend fresh cash or swipe a card, you pause and demand that your existing possessions do the job first. Declaring just one night a week as a cupboard-only dinner night forces you to use up the canned goods, pasta boxes, and frozen food you already paid for, quietly keeping hundreds of dollars inside your bank account every month. Quick question for you guys. What is one random ingredient sitting in your pantry right now that you keep avoiding using? Drop it in a short comment below because I would love to see what we're all hoarding in our kitchen cabinets. The second habit is chokin, which represents the Japanese practice of paying yourself first with absolute, unshakable consistency. Most people approach saving money completely backward. They pay their bills, spend money on groceries, buy things they want throughout the month, and then foolishly promise to save whatever money happens to be left over at the end. The brutal reality of human psychology is that there is never anything left over, because available money always finds a way to get spent. Chokin eliminates that trap by removing human willpower from the equation entirely through automation. You set up a recurring automatic transfer that moves a fixed sum of cash directly into a separate savings or investment account the exact morning your direct deposit hits, while you are still fast asleep in bed. By the time you wake up and grab your morning coffee, your future self has already been paid before anyone else gets a cut. The size of the transfer matters far less than the habit itself. A quiet $20 leaving your checking account every single week on autopilot will always beat a grand promise to save $500 a month that you constantly postpone. Once that automated system runs in the background for a couple of weeks, your brain naturally adjusts to the remaining balance, allowing time and compound interest to quietly build your financial fortress while you sleep. Habit number 3 is hodo hodo, which translates to just enough, or living in intentional moderation. This principle is the ultimate shield against lifestyle inflation, which is the silent trap that keeps high earners permanently broke. The trap works the same way every time. You grind hard, get a well-deserved pay raise or promotion, and within 2 months, your monthly expenses magically expand to swallow every single new dollar you earn. You move into a pricier apartment with higher rent, trade in your reliable vehicle for an expensive car payment, shop at high-end grocery stores, and sign up for subscriptions you barely use. Before you know it, you are just as stressed and stretched thin as you were on a lower salary, except now you're trapped on a much higher financial treadmill. Hodo hodo is the conscious decision to put a firm hand on the brake and declare that your current level of physical comfort is completely fine. When extra money lands in your lap through a raise, bonus, or side hustle, you freeze your living expenses for 90 days and send every single extra dollar directly into investments or debt payoff. Because you were already living comfortably on your old income, you feel zero deprivation, yet your wealth begins to pile up rapidly in the background. Number 4 is Teini na Kurashi, which means attentive and careful living. This philosophy is all about cultivating a quiet love affair with the ordinary possessions you already own, rather than constantly craving new ones. In a fast-paced world engineered around cheap, disposable products, Teini na Kurashi teaches you to slow down and treat your daily belongings with genuine respect. Picture taking the time to wipe down a wooden table after dinner, folding laundry with actual presence of mind, polishing your leather boots, or hand-washing a favorite coffee mug and setting it gently on a rack. While this sounds like a peaceful scene from a slow living movie, there is hard, undeniable cash hidden inside this habit. When you take proper care of your physical stuff, it simply lasts dramatically longer. A quality winter coat that is properly brushed, dried, and hung up correctly will easily last you 10 years, while one thrown in a crumpled heap on the floor gets ruined in 2 seasons. A stainless steel skillet that is cleaned and cared for properly will cook beautifully for 15 years instead of needing to be replaced every 2 years. Attentive living slows down your hands at the exact moment of purchase, stopping that endless cycle of wasting hard-earned money on cheap replacements. The 5th habit is kintsugi, inspired by the traditional Japanese art of repairing broken pottery using lacquer mixed with powdered gold or silver. Instead of hiding the cracks or tossing a shattered bowl into the trash, the craftsman highlights the fractures, turning the repaired object into something far more valuable and striking than it ever was before it broke. Applying this mindset to your personal finances is an absolute game changer. Modern culture conditions us to throw things away the second they show wear or minor damage, because replacing an item feels clean and fast, while fixing it can feel like an embarrassing sign that you cannot afford new stuff. Kintsugi completely flips that narrative by declaring that the repair itself is where the true value and character live. Financially, this means tightening a loose leg on a dining chair instead of browsing online furniture stores, putting a durable patch on a favorite pair of work jeans, or replacing a cheap rubber washer in a leaky faucet instead of calling an expensive plumber. It also applies directly to your emotional budget. When your monthly plan breaks down due to an unexpected emergency, Kintsugi teaches you not to abandon the whole system out of shame, but to mend the budget, reinforce the weak spots, and keep moving forward with pride. Habit number 6 is otoshidama, a Japanese New Year tradition where children receive cash gifts inside small decorated envelopes called pochidokuro. What makes this tradition brilliant is the intentional financial lessons smart families attach to it. Instead of letting kids run wild and blow every dollar on toys and candy within 24 hours, parents guide them to split the money intentionally into structured buckets. One piece is reserved for immediate fun, so the child experiences joy. One piece goes toward a short-term savings goal, and a final chunk is locked away in a long-term account that grows over time. This teaches kids from an early age that money is a powerful tool to be directed, rather than an urgent token that must be spent the second it arrives. You can easily adapt this exact 3-jar framework as an adult whenever you receive a tax refund, an annual work bonus, or an unexpected check. Whenever extra cash lands in your bank account, divide it into 3 buckets before spending a single cent. Put one piece toward guilt-free enjoyment, direct the second piece toward a goal like paying off a card, and lock the final piece away for your long-term security, guaranteeing that every windfall permanently elevates your financial baseline. Habit number 7 is mujin, an ancient Japanese system centered around community savings circles, where trusted friends pool money together every month, allowing one member to take home the combined sum on a rotating basis until everyone gets their turn. Long before modern banks existed, these informal savings circles empowered everyday families to purchase major tools, fund projects, and survive tough economic times together. The deep psychological secret behind mujin is simple. Saving money alongside other human beings is 10 times easier than relying solely on isolated personal willpower. When you know that people you respect are counting on you to hold up your end of a financial deal, your follow-through skyrockets. You do not need a formal savings circle to use this habit today. All it takes is partnering up with one trusted friend or family member who shares similar financial goals. Agree on a modest monthly savings target. Pick a specific date each month and commit to texting each other the exact moment you execute your savings transfer. Using basic social accountability replaces the exhausting burden of individual discipline with mutual encouragement, ensuring that you consistently stick to your financial goals month after month. The 8th habit is Shinrin-yoku, which translates to forest bathing, or spending unhurried, intentional time outdoors surrounded by nature, breathing fresh air and engaging your senses without checking your phone. While this sounds like a pure health practice, Shinrin-yoku quietly plugs one of the absolute biggest financial drains in modern society: emotional spending driven by stress and burnout. Think about how most people cope when they feel exhausted or overwhelmed at the end of a long work week. They reach for retail therapy by opening shopping apps on their phone, filling digital carts, or driving to stores to buy little luxury treats just to trigger a brief hit of dopamine that masks their stress. The credit card receipts pile up quietly, leaving them with more clutter and less money. Shinrin-yoku offers the ultimate high-value, zero-cost alternative. Stepping outside for a 20-minute walk in a quiet park gives your mind and nervous system the exact emotional reset and deep comfort you were trying to buy online, except it leaves your bank account completely untouched. Creating a routine of spending free time in nature satisfies your deep need for relaxation, proving that the best rewards in life never come with a price tag attached. Habit number 9 is shinramashi, a concept borrowed directly from Japanese gardening that describes carefully digging around the roots of a tree long before you transplant it. This gentle preparation ensures the soil is loosened and the roots are protected so the tree thrives in its new spot without going into shock. Financially, shinramashi is your ultimate defense against impulse buying and rushed commitments. Almost every major financial regret happens when we move too fast while our emotions are running hot. We see a shiny car on a lot, get swept up in the excitement, sign an expensive loan that same afternoon, and then spend the next 5 years grinding to pay for 10 minutes of emotional rush. Shinramashi replaces that reactive habit with patient groundwork. Whenever you want to make a non-essential purchase over a couple $100s, enforce a mandatory waiting rule of 30 full days. Use that time to research alternatives, look at your real budget, and let the initial high fade away. More than half the time, the urge completely vanishes, proving it was just a temporary mood rather than a real need, saving you thousands of dollars effortlessly. The 10th and final habit is mono no aware, a philosophical term describing a gentle, bittersweet awareness that all physical things are temporary. It is famously represented by the fleeting bloom of cherry blossoms, which are deeply cherished precisely because they only last for a short season before falling away. While this concept sounds poetic, it is actually the ultimate foundation of lasting financial contentment. The entire consumer machine is engineered to convince you that if you just buy the next upgraded phone, the newer car, or the trendier wardrobe, you will finally achieve permanent happiness. Mono no aware pierces through that illusion by reminding you that material objects never bring lasting fulfillment because everything eventually wears out or gets replaced by the next ad campaign. Once you internalize this truth, a massive burden lifts off your shoulders. You stop chasing endless consumer upgrades that were always going to need another upgrade 2 years later. Instead, you develop a deep appreciation for what is already right here in front of you: a warm home, a simple meal cooked with care, and quiet moments with people you love, realizing that having enough is the truest form of wealth. Achieving real financial peace was never meant to be a sentence of extreme deprivation, nor does it require earning millions of dollars a year. It is simply about clearing away the unnecessary noise, stopping the constant leak of impulse spending, and building simple habits that protect your freedom every single day. When you align your life with these quiet Japanese principles, money stops being a source of anxiety and becomes a tool that supports a calm, meaningful life. If these ideas helped you see your finances in a fresh light, take a second to hit that subscribe button and join our community. I post practical, stress-free money guides every single week to help you build real wealth without all the hype and shame. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video.